September 11th is remembered as a black day all over the world. 9/11, punched into history by the dark hands, wanted such a sorrowful day to bethink back to each year. The September 11th attacks, often known as the 9/11 attacks, were a series of airline hijackings and suicide bombings carried out in 2001 by 19 militants linked with the Islamic extremist organization al-Qaeda against U.S. targets, making them the deadliest terrorist acts in U.S. history. They were the worst terrorist strikes in history, killing 3,000 Americans and foreign people and prompting far-reaching reforms in anti-terror strategies and operations in the United States and across the world. In the run-up to the attacks, Osama bin Laden, the head of the militant Islamic group al-Qaeda, had wrong views of the United States. Bin Laden believed the United States was a paper tiger, a belief shaped not only by America's withdrawal from Lebanon after the Marine barracks bombing, but also by American forces' withdrawal from Somalia in 1993, after the deaths of 18 U.S. servicemen in Mogadishu, and the American withdrawal from Vietnam in the 1970s. Masterhead behind the attack Khalid Sheikh Mohammed spent his childhood in Kuwait and was a major operational planner of the September 11th attacks. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed became involved in the Muslim Brotherhood at the age of 16 and proceeded to college in the United States. In Tora Bora, Afghanistan, in 1996, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed met bin Laden. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed presented a proposal for an operation that would involve training pilots who would crash planes into buildings in the United States. Al-Qaeda provided the personnel, money, and logistical support for the operation, and bin Laden wove the attacks on New York and Washington into a larger strategic framework of attacking the far enemy, the United States, to bring about regime change across the Middle East. The attacks on September 11, 2001, groups of attackers entered 4 domestic planes at 3 East Coast airports and disabled the people shortly after takeoff, with some of the pilots perhaps being wounded with box cutters the hijackers had hidden. The hijackers then took possession of the planes, which were all huge and loaded with gasoline and destined towards the West Coast. The first plane, American Airlines Flight 11, was piloted into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City at 8:46 a.m. After departing from Boston, most people assumed it was an accident involving a tiny commuter jet at first. United Airlines Flight 175, which originated in Boston, affected the South Tower 17 minutes later. At this point, there was no doubt that the United States was under attack. The emotional toll of the bombings, especially the fall of the Twin Towers, New York City's most prominent icon, was enormous. Hundreds of thousands of people were directly affected by the bombings, while millions more watched the horror unfold on television.